Okay, what's good, my people? It's industry ready individuals, Danny Venom, Mr. Irie, and today we've got the Real J.T.W in the studio for his interview on industry ready individuals, and he's also got a second segment of the do's and don'ts interview, which we're going to be providing you towards the end of the week. So again, we've got the Real JT in the studio right now. What's good, JT? How you doing, my brother?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you very much, man. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, so
Hell
how's
yeah,
things
man.
your end? You're over the other side of the world right now. So right now it's 2 a.m. in the morning in UK, and but we're keeping
Yeah.
it moving. We're keeping it popping. No rest for the wicked. And I'd like to
Right.
introduce you to another real good artist, a real good brother, and a good friend of mine who we met through the Industry Ready Individuals challenges, and he's done nothing but level up consistently with every single release he's been releasing. His
Yeah.
growth has been absolutely amazing, man. So I'm pleased to shout out to the Real JT on the channel right now. It's a privilege to have you in. So
Yeah.
JT,
It's an honor, man. How
yeah,
we
it's
doing,
good.
man?
Yeah, it's all good. I wanted to go back a little bit because obviously we were having a discussion before the interview started, and I wanted to take everybody back to sort of like the beginning of your career. So obviously, as far as I can see back, I can see stuff up to 3 years ago with a track that you
Yeah.
released on SoundCloud called Overcome. Now, was that the first sort of time you started producing music and making music, or was you making music before that point?
So around that time, that was when I really started taking it seriously. I had a bunch of mixtapes that I recorded a while back where I started rapping and freestyling in the streets, and then after that I ended up taking it to a studio. This friend of mine had a dad who was in the music business, so he had a studio inside his house. Started recording in there. Things didn't really last long there. I kind of just my voice wasn't adapting correctly. I was mostly doing songwriting, so what it ended up turning into was just kind of a thing that I do from here and there. And then about 2000. I mean, I've been doing rap for about 10 and a half years on and off, but I started taking it seriously about 17 years old. So I'm 29 right now. So that's when I jumped in the studio and started taking it kind of as something that I needed to do. So,
Nice,
um,
nice.
but as far as that track Overcome, that was in I believe it was 2019, late 2019, 2020. I went into a professional studio. It was one of the first times I ever did it, and I laid that track down. Worked with this engineer. We don't work together anymore. I now have a label, Soul Burning Records, which I had built with my best friend, and he
Nice,
runs the
yeah.
label. So yeah, Overcome was just kind of the start of my career going in a serious direction. That's when I actually found myself musically. I turned away from some of the subject lines that I was speaking on, and I decided to find myself through therapy and what I was going through, like with my addiction, my depression, and then also my battles within the street life. So
Yeah, I know. I've seen you overcome quite a lot of things. Can you like? I know you
yeah,
maybe not want to go into too much detail, but can you tell us a little bit
right.
about obviously what you feel produced the anxiety, the mental health, and the issues that were being caused previously before you drove yourself back into music? Like, what ways did you find helped you come away from that frame of mind, and what sort of put you there in that frame of mind? What put you there at the time?
I definitely was in a dark place, and I felt like I was doing so much writing. I had a journal right next to me all the time, and then it started out as poems, and then it kind of just turned into music. Like everything was like a rhyme, but there was a storyline to it. So everything that I was speaking on was real and what was happening.
Yeah,
So
real
everything
life
that was happening to
storytelling.
me at the time is what I used to my advantage to help others who were battling possibly the same thing. When I was younger, I survived 2 ODs. I was in and out of hanging with gangs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I had a rough childhood because my mom and dad had a lot of issues with mental illness. So going through that, being taken away from them and all that, that really just kind of helped me find myself through music. So
Where did you grow up? What sort of background have you had? Where did you grow up? And like, where are you at now? Where are you based in the
So
world?
I was born in downtown Omaha in Nebraska. And it's funny because everybody thinks that, Nebraska doesn't have like any kind of territory towards like, the things that I was going through. But when I was about 10, that's when I had got involved with the wrong crowd. We lived in a lot of poverty where we were. All the houses and everything, all the apartments and everything were really just kind of ran down and whatnot. And you've seen a lot of junkies, you've seen a lot of homeless people on the corners, and kind of just being around all that, I felt like there was something more to life than just being stuck. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, of course, of course.
I moved to Utah with my grandparents. They ended up taking me in, and I got adopted and whatnot. And then we moved to Utah. We had some family out here. I'm not far from Salt Lake City. You may have heard of that city.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard of that. Yep. Okay,
And
so yeah, you're
in
not
Salt
too
Lake,
far.
yeah, I'm in a city called Layton down here, and I've been here for probably about half my life. Yeah, about 16 years. So
Okay, and
it's
you've started creating music sort of a couple of years prior to that, and onwards. So obviously you
yeah, it
found
was.
music was your therapy then. So music's pulled you out of a lot of potential um, different paths that you could have taken through life. So music's obviously helped you come back on track,
Yeah,
like when you was derailed.
definitely.
Nice.
Right. Yeah,
Because
it saved my life for sure. Definitely in a lot of
Fazan, because
ways.
you
So
speak a lot of deep like messages in your music as well. So a lot of it's directed to all mental health patients and people that are suffering with anxiety, depression, mental health, and you generally like providing a positive message to people. So I see what you're doing. You're like speaking life's experiences, and a lot of people
yeah,
would be too prideful to go to admit some of that in their music, but you don't care. That's what I like about you. You got a lot of heart, JT, yeah, and also
yeah,
you everything you say in your music you've been through, yeah, which I respect. So like you're coaching other people to find positive ways to come away from that. Do you know what I mean? And that's exactly why I gelled with you, because you do nothing but you support everybody. Every single time I
yeah,
see an artist put out a release, you're sharing it, you're supporting it. I see you doing it with everyone, so like you're a real one. So I just want to put that out there. Everyone go and follow the
yeah.
Real JTW on Instagram, on every single platform, all his social media pages. Make sure you hit him up on Spotify and YouTube as well. We're going to put every single one of his links in this video description. So make sure you go and share the love, because JT is a real one and he's always supporting everybody. Again, make sure you go and
Appreciate you.
follow all of his pages, man. So yeah, so JT,
Definitely.
moving on to some of the music. Obviously, going from the previous stuff, you've released like a mixtape, an EP project as well over the last couple of years,
Uh,
and you've also done a
yeah,
lot of collaboration projects as well. So I've seen you doing a lot of collaborations, putting in the work.
yeah,
Your numbers are going up, flat skyrocketing on SoundCloud.
yeah,
You're reaching almost 100K on a lot of your songs now. So you're doing really well. So I can see the
yeah,
skyrocket like in all the
yeah.
production, the views, the fan base, the music that you're
Right.
producing is getting better and better as well. So like, what's your favorite song that you have created up until this point? What's your favorite song?
My favorite song that I've done so far. I mean, it's actually unreleased right now, but
Okay.
I haven't released it yet. But right now, as speaking as release songs, I'm gonna say "Damaged." I felt like that song kind of gave me because I've been in a lot of darkness through a lot of my music, so I think it gave
Yeah.
me something a little bit different. Maybe a little bit more light towards life. Some of the things that I was going through. That was a good time for me at that time because I actually felt like I was for the first time getting out of that darkness that I was stuck in. So
So
definitely "Damaged" was my favorite song.
yeah, a more positive aspect and outlook on the situation sort of thing, wasn't it? So like, rather
Yeah,
than you being in the situation yourself and writing about it, you've come out of that, you've seen the light, and then you can express yourself in a different frame of mind. So I completely
Right.
understand that. We've a lot of us have been in dark places. I've been through a lot of things as well. Anyone that knows me knows. But as men, we tend to be too prideful to talk about it. So then, obviously, where everybody's too prideful, they don't express themselves and bottle it up, and sometimes that can make things worse. So, like, I see it like, obviously, do you look at music like your meditation? Is it for you? Is it just meditation, or are you actually driven to make a career out of it and create something bigger from the music?
It's kind of it's definitely something I'm trying to do. I think right now, I've grown a heavy fan base based around the people that are going through what I'm going through. So if I can keep just building that up, that's kind of where, that might be where my ending point would be. Like, let's say I did have a goal of 10 albums. I'm working on my fourth album right now with Soul Burning Records, which is my label. And after that, I'm gonna become a book writer. I'm
Amazing.
gonna probably.
You're
I don't.
gonna
The music's just a part. It's just kind of like it's kind of an entrance to what I'm really trying to do. So.
Yeah. So you wanna become an author. So you wanna write some books.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my main goal. Yeah, everybody always asks, are you gonna do this music thing forever? And it is definitely something I want to do, but it's after my 10 albums or whatever, and I've done done enough for the mental health. Then it's my time to move on to the next chapter. So
Yeah, well, you
and
got
help other
you got
people.
more aspirations, innit? So you want to do more than
Yeah.
just become a great musician. Yeah, so I rate that. I rate that. You want to achieve
Right.
more things in life, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
The recent collab that you put out, well, actually, you released another song not long ago, but just before that, you've done a few collaborations. And it's as I was saying to Skip, we had Skip live in the studio, and I was discussing some of
Yeah.
the collaborations you guys did, and obviously seeing artists who I've sort of met through the challenges I've been running all network together and work together. It's wicked,
Yeah.
man. It's actually inspirational. It gives me a boost because it makes me feel like the things that we're doing is obviously having a good impact as well, because it's helping artists network, and seeing all you guys to work together on new creations, new songs. It's wicked, bruv.
Yeah.
It is absolutely wicked. I love seeing it happen. And like
Yeah.
Skeletons with Skip and all the other guys, that's a big
Yeah.
track. Now you've got a lot of different artists on that track. Do you want to tell us the artist that you had on that track and a little bit about the concept of that song and how you come about getting all the people on the song that were on the song with you?
So it was really cool. I've built so many connections around the world with different artists from India to United Kingdom to South Africa, Asia. And I told my label one day, I was like, we need to do something for the culture, because I feel like that was a big part of mental health. We look at everything as a whole, and that's what I'm trying to do musically. So we started out with Skeletons as the culture hip hop legends, which was like a title word for picking some of the best artists in my circle. So we went with Skip Live, Lil D37, and then MC Miles. And then
Sick.
it was produced by my label, Soul Burning Records. And
Nice.
I couldn't have did it without these artists from all around the world, because we all brought something different, different light to what we're going through, whether it's in the streets or not. So it's really
Yeah,
what we
no, it
did
was
with
a good
Skeletons
track.
right there.
It's good to see
Yeah.
different perspectives on the concept as well, to see from different points of view and different aspects. So it's good to see that.
Right, right.
Another one as well with you and Tycho Nash as well, another artist who jumped on
Yeah.
the Industry Ready Individuals challenges. You guys done a collaboration with another, I think it's another 4 artists. Was it 6 of you on that song? That's another big track. You've got a lot of people on that song, innit?
Yeah, there was 8 of us on that in total, including
8. It was
myself.
8.
So
Okay.
8,
So
I
even
think
more.
7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's wicked. Who was on that track? Do you want to let people know? Give a shout out to all the artists on that track. Let people know where
So
they
all
can
the
find the song.
Yeah, so all those artists that were on there, we had me, Tycho Nash, G Wiz, The Slayer, Envious, Ghost OG, Awoken Boy. I know I'm missing. Who was the other one? Shit. There's one more artist on there. Damn it. Trying to
It's
think, man.
it's all good. It's a lot of artists, so you done well to
Yeah, it
get
was a
them all
lot of
out.
artists.
So,
Yeah,
but we'll tag.
there was a
We'll
lot.
put the song title and the song link in the description and tag all the artist names
Yeah,
in there for people to check them out. Anyway, so that's not an issue. You can find all the artists that the Real JTW is working with. We're gonna tag all their names, all the collaborations he's done in the description. Make sure you go and check his songs out. Make sure you go and follow his pages. He's got a lot of good music ready to go, and he's also got a lot of good releases that are already out. So make sure you go and follow him up. JT, quick change of subject. Who's your favourite UK artist?
right now, I'm gonna be honest, man. I think it's Tycho Nash. I
Yeah,
just I only listen on. I don't really listen to much mainstream. I mean, if we went to mainstream, I kind of go back into the old school, like DMX, Tupac, like everybody's already dead. So I only fuck
of
with
course.
underground.
I hear
So
that.
yeah,
So Tycho's your
Nash is
favourite, yeah?
big.
Okay.
Yeah, Tycho Nash is my favorite for.
What, do you not know any of the UK mainstream artists? What about none of the UK mainstream artists?
I mean, there's not a lot that I mean, there was the guy who came out with the Doja or whatever. I mean, what was his name? Central Lee.
Central C.
I think that's his. Central C. Yeah,
Central C.
He was probably one of the first ones that I started like kind of following up with. I felt like he, I mean, I feel like he's got a lot of potential in the music game, especially for the UK. It's crazy because UK. I have a lot of UK fans. It's kind of funny between them and the US and Canada. Those are like my top countries for listeners. So
Yeah, there's
I
so
can
many.
definitely relate
Like,
to a lot of the.
listen, you gotta check it out. There's so much underground talent coming from UK. Some of the UK artists right now are
Yeah.
hitting like top spots. There's too many to name.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, way too many to name. But there's so much talent coming
Yeah.
from the UK at the moment as well. Obviously, a lot of other places in the world, but UK is holding a high spot at the moment. I feel, in my opinion. And but what's your favorite? Like with rap, what's your favorite style of rap? Do you prefer old school hip hop, drill, trap? What's your preferences in music? Because there's a lot of different styles of hip hop nowadays, isn't it? You got UK rap, you got hip hop, boom bap, trap, drill. There's so many different styles now. I mean, I bounce between all of them, but I prefer old school hip hop. So
Yeah, for me, it's we kind of. I mean, I'll go off. My biggest inspiration was DMX. I feel like
90s rap.
his generation. Yeah, his generation really put impact on me. I feel like it's kind of It's crazy because then he was my favorite rapper growing up. So in 2012, I went and seen. I think no 2012 is when he dropped one of his last albums, and then he came out with the one before or the one after he died. But I talked to him actually on social media, which was really cool. He listened to my song Shattered. I don't know if you've heard that song of mine. That's an old
I've
one
heard
of
the
mine.
song. Yeah.
Yeah. And he gave me some feedback, and it was weird because I always looked up to him. So definitely old school rap for sure. I don't like any of the new school rap, like any of the mainstream, like anything up to like Travis Scott. I don't listen to it. So
Okay, so you don't like trap and drill stuff then, basically, all the newer trap and drill stuff. That's fair enough. Everyone has a preference. Everyone's got their own preference, and that's how it is. That's how it stays. But
right.
well, can you tell us what you got working on at the moment? Because recently you said to me you're working on another album project. Obviously your goal is to hit 10 albums, but you recently said you're working on another album project. What's the album? Can you give us any information on the new album you're working on and what people can expect in the near future from yourself?
So it was really cool. In 2022, I recorded 2 albums with my label. I actually flew out to California and met my label for the first time. A lot of our work comes from, we'll just send it over email, and then I'll record down here. I got engineers down here, and then my label will just mix and master it. So we just send the raw vocals. I got my next album that's dropping in 2023, which is called Painful Living. And it just kind of shows all the anger inside of me. I finally let it out, kind of going back to just all the demons that I dealt with. But this is in more of a more darker perspective, I would say, more. And then I also have 2024, I'm dropping another album called Way Below Ground, which is just kind of like it's just a different side of me. You're gonna see a lot more storytelling, and just really diving into life in general. And then what I'm working on now is my fourth album, which is called Trapped Inside My Mind, which is kind of it's kind of just me trying to get outside of my mind. So that's what I'm working on right now is my fourth album. So it's crazy how many albums I've done in the last 2 years with my label. So.
Nice. What's your do you want to give a bit of information? Because obviously, like you said, this is your fourth album. So what was the other 3 albums that you released, and where can people find them?
Well, so I only have one album that's released. Well, I have 2 albums. I have the one where I was solo, which I'm not counting on my 10 album thing. But
okay.
Watch Me Bleed was my 2022 album. I had 15 songs on there under my label, Soul Burning Records, and that was my first album, like where I could practically say that it was recorded professionally. So.
Okay.
Second album's gonna drop this year, Painful Living, and then we already got one finished for next year, which is Way Below Ground. So
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then the fourth album, we don't have a lot of we don't really have a year or date on that one, but we're working on it right now. I think we're 3 or 4 songs in. We got 6 or 7 left. So
nice.
Got some more featured artists.
Yeah, you released a song. I believe it was 2 days ago. Yeah, so that's obviously going pretty well. Do you want to give people some information on that as well? Tell people where they can find absolutely all your music. Give them your social media link as well. What's your links to your social media, and obviously what was the last song you released? And we'll also add the links to the social media in the description. But let them know what the last single was, JT.
So I dropped Faces on Monday. It's with my good friend Namecrow. He's actually one of my engineers down here, which was really cool because we teamed up together and we said, hey, let's make a song together. And we did our first song together. So it's out now on all platforms. You can check it on Spotify, SoundCloud. You can even go and watch the trailer on Instagram. And then if you go to the link in my bio, I have a link tree. And it'll take you straight to the song. You can go to any of my social medias right there. You got SoundCloud, Spotify. I did upload it on my YouTube channel. I'm going to start working on doing more with my YouTube channel. I do a little bit more focusing on my SoundCloud. That's because that's where most of my fans are driven. And then Instagram, of course. So
yeah. Of course. Nice. Yeah, have you got you not got any music videos in the pipeline? Because I'm seeing you releasing a lot of audio. Any music videos in the pipeline?
That's funny. I got a song that's releasing in March, and me and my team down here, we're also talking with my label and stuff. We're trying to get a music video together. Nice. I'd probably say expect it by the end of the year. Yeah, it should be a good one. So it's hard to say when, but it's definitely in the talks. So.
Nice.
Yeah. Sounds
good. So also I see you chucking around like 300 key on the bloody on the bar. What are you doing in the gym? You look like a monster in there. What are you carrying in there?
On deadlift, let's see.
Yeah, I see you doing the deadlifts.
I'm almost at 500 on deadlift right now.
What are you going for? World's strongest man or something?
Nah, shit, no, I just do it kind of just to stay in shape. I've always worked out it's probably been my biggest passion next to music. So for me, I feel taking care of your health, it's a big part of your mental health. So
yeah, well that's about 4 of me on the bench. It's like pow. So
well, I did power.
So you keep it in shape as well. Yeah, I do the gym at least 4 days a week. It keeps my mind occupied, and it also burns a lot of unwanted energy. So I find gym very therapeutic as well, and I like to box as well. So yeah, I like to see people keeping in shape, people taking the time, putting the effort in to make sure they're in shape. So the fact that you're doing it, your mind might not be in the right place, but you're driven for the right thing. So you're consistently on the music, you're training, you're working out. So also, you don't mention it much, and I know you don't speak. You speak about it in your music, but you don't tend to talk about it much. But you're a bit of a mental health advocate, and I know you also, as you said, you work in the hospital and you do some caring and stuff like that. So how did that come about? The work, obviously, is that something that you got into because of the things you went through and because you wanted to help other people? Like, what put you in the line of work working at the hospital?
For me, I've been doing it for like 9 years, so I just felt like at that point in my life that I needed to stay focused on what I believe in, which is mental health. So for me, that's kind of what got me into that job field. I started taking care of my mom when I was younger, and then it kind of just became something that I had to stay doing for the rest of my life. I couldn't.
Yeah,
That's all I do is mental health. I don't do. I mean, obviously, I battle my problems, which is kind of funny. A lot of people think I'm hypocritical because, I'll be talking to somebody, about their addiction, and then here I am doing it. So, but at least I can relate. So,
Yeah, but the thing is, everybody likes to talk and everybody has an opinion. But in my opinion, in my mind, the way I look at it, no one's more like knowledgeable about this sort of thing than yourself and people that are in exactly the same position as you, because you've been through it. So you know how to come out the other side. You've been through that pain. You've been through the depression. You've been through the mental health, and then you've come out the other side, and you're able to talk about it and provide people your insight. That doesn't mean you're hypocritical. All it means is you're showing people your experiences. You're trying to show people some light through your vision. And that's not being hypocritical. That's you expressing yourself. It's expressing your opinion, expressing your emotions. And second of all, you're being real. The fact is, you've been through that. So all the people that sit there giving it all hypocritical, because do you remember when we first met, when you first got involved with the challenges, there was one idiot who tried commenting and saying something on one of your posts or something, and we completely shut him down, didn't we? Because I've got no time for negativity. If anyone's got anything bad to say about the Real JTW, then you can have the middle finger as well, because this guy's nothing but real, and he's got nothing but heart. Yeah, so I don't want to hear no bad minding about this brother. This guy is lyrically talented. He's lyrically skilled. He's got a good heart, and he supports absolutely everyone. So again, I want to stress the point. Go and follow his pages and go and support his music. Make sure you're spinning his records on Spotify, downloading it on iTunes or whatever platform you can find it on. Make sure you go and show this guy love. And to be honest with you, he networks with everyone. So you'll probably build a relationship with JT, and he'll end up being your friend anyway, because this guy is everyone's friend, and he wants to do nothing but show people love and grow with a positive vibe. So make sure you go and support his music. So
much love.
Also, regards to the collaborations, is there any major artists, for example, say, like at the moment, is there any mainstream artists or famous artists that you would like to collaborate with? Who would be your most inspired collaboration? Like, who is your absolute, other than DMX, because obviously DMX has passed now. At the moment, who is your most inspired mainstream artist that you would like to have on a song with yourself? Who would that be?
I'm gonna say Boozy Badass. I look up to him in so many ways. I don't know if you listen to him, but he's my biggest. Boozy for sure is definitely, and it's crazy because I actually think that I can make it happen before I die. Like I got connections to a couple people around him, so I won't doubt if I can make it happen one day. Obviously, it's a financial thing that's probably keeping me from doing it, but if I can make it happen, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but that's the attitude to have. You're already positive. In your mind, it's already going to happen. Yeah. So if you this is what I say in a lot of my lyrics. I don't know if you hear me talking about manifesting, because our thoughts are very powerful. And if you manifest the right thing, sometimes it comes into play. Like, it actually happens. The more you manifest things. So the fact that you're confident on this happening, man, that's another inspirational thing. People out there, make sure you got confidence in yourself. Even if other people don't, even if you're not getting support, even if you feel like people are being like negative towards the message you're producing, just keep doing what you're doing, because there is people out there for you. So don't change what you're doing for no one. And JT is one person who's shown me that he stayed true to his craft. He's kept pushing, and it's gone from one end of the spectrum to the other. And you're getting major numbers on all the platforms now. JT, my brother. You're getting a lot of
I
big numbers
appreciate
now.
you,
So,
brother.
so obviously, like,
we're definitely-
I'm expecting to see some real big things from you. I'm expecting to see a lot of big things. So, like, I'm looking forward to it. To be honest, I'm actually looking forward
Hey
to it.
man, I can't
because
wait.
I can't wait to see
bro.
some of your stuff.
I want to thank you for bringing me on and giving me an opportunity to, showcase, what's coming. For me, I'm gonna say this right now. 2022 to
problem, bro.
2024 is gonna be my biggest, pretty much my biggest work to come. I got another big track coming, and I'll just say it right now. The name of it is called Addicted. I think it's gonna break 100,000 views easily in the first month. So
Nice. That's the confidence I like to hear.
for everybody out there, who's battling mental health, or stay strong. I want you to know that you're not alone and that life can get better. Main thing that I would say is keep pushing, find something that you love, and just stay driven and go with it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it.
100. Yeah, well, everybody make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up, drop a comment, and go and follow the Real JTW. Check out all the links in the description. You can find all his music, all his social media links. You can find all his pages, all the artists he's networking with. So again, make sure you go and follow him up. JT, I just want to say thank you for joining us for the interview, my brother. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on with us, and it's been long time coming. So people, you're going to see a lot more on the Industry Ready Individuals page from JT as well. We got another challenge coming up, so you could definitely expect to see another fire entry from him. So we're going to let you go.
You'll see me back.
That's it, my brother.
I'll be back.
That's it,
All
man.
right, hey, appreciate you, brother.
Shout out to everybody, and we'll see you soon.
All right, much love.